3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Hello, what is up, guys, and Merry Christmas. Welcome back to the Sports Shift with me, Ian Marquez. Today we're going to be looking ahead to all of the Boxing Day games and the games going on in this Christmas period. So let's get started. Week 18, some pretty big matchups and games with a lot of significance for the Premier League. So let's see what happens. These are the fixtures coming up. Can Man City get back to winning ways at home to sturdy Everton, Palace and Bournemouth? Both teams that always give teams trouble, so we'll see what happens there. London derby with Chelsea and Fulham. Two teams coming off of important wins with Newcastle and Villa. Then we have Forest looking to keep out red hot Spurs. Southampton at home to West Ham. Both teams in need of points. Manchester United desperately need a win. They travel to the Midlands to play Wolves. Liverpool will have trouble not scoring 5 goals at home to Leicester. Brighton looking to get a win after quite a while without one. Get back in the goals at home to Brentford, who are in a similar situation. And to round off the week, we have Arsenal at home to Ipswich. So these are my predicted results. I have Man City finally getting a win. I don't think it will be easy. I think it will be a close game, but you have to see Man City win this game, right? You have to. Bournemouth at home to Palace. I think this is pretty much I think this is a bit of an upset. I think Palace get back to winning ways after those 2 games against Arsenal. I think Sarr is in the goals once more. And I see Palace winning this one narrowly. I think a 2-1. I think a 2-1 or a 3-2 win. Chelsea at home to Fulham. I do think it will be close. Fulham are a very tough team to play, but I see Chelsea edging this one. They just have a little more quality up front. Likewise with Newcastle, I think Isaac seals the deal here, but can't count out John Duran. He's been in fine form, keeping Ollie Watkins off the field, and I don't think Newcastle keep a clean sheet in this game. Spurs and Forest. I think this is a high-scoring draw. Forest have been pretty solid defensively, but Spurs' attack is pretty ruthless. However, Forest are pretty clinical and will take their chances, and I'm sure they'll get chances against Spurs. So look for the likes of Chris Wood or Anthony Lanya. I think it's like a 2-all draw, and it's going to be a pretty good game to watch. Southampton at home to West Ham. I think West Ham get an important away win. Southampton's new manager bounce comes to a halt. Similarly, I think Wolves at home to Manchester United do concede quite a few goals. I think Bruno gets back in the goals, the likes of Ahmad and Garnacho. And I don't think Man United will keep a clean sheet, but I do think they'll win pretty comfortably, the likes of 3-1. Liverpool at home to Leicester. I don't think it's going to be a rout because it's a Premier League. I think Leicester will give them trouble, but I do see Liverpool edging it. Maybe they'll go behind early and like a 3-2, but I do think Liverpool continue their dominance atop the league and come out with 3 points. Brighton versus Brentford. This game can definitely go either way. Both teams fully capable of finding the back of the net and quite weak defenses, so this can go either way. I decided to edge it with the home team, but I would definitely not be surprised if Brentford came away with 3 points. Meanwhile, Arsenal at home to Ipswich. Once more, Ipswich are a pretty difficult team to play. They do have a knack for finding the net, and they are pretty difficult to score against. They have been conceding pretty much a goal a game, which for a team in their level isn't too bad. However, they had a little trouble scoring. So I see both teams scoring and Arsenal edging it, but probably a late winner like a 2-1. So let's get into some betting picks. So for the goals, I mean, they have to go with Salah and Isak. They're the 2 men in fine form. They have pretty decent fixtures. I know Newcastle are hosting Aston Villa, but Salah against Leicester, I mean, you could easily see him scoring a hat-trick. In terms of yellow cards, well, I told you Ashton was going to get a yellow card last game to miss this Boxing Day period, and he sure did. So I'm going with Christensen. Christensen having to defend Mo Salah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he got a yellow card. And McGinn, it's just going to be a big game against Newcastle. A very rough dogged fight in that midfield against Bruno Guimaraes and the likes of Joelinton, although Joelinton may be out. But Bruno Guimaraes, whether it's Longstaff, Murphy, Tonali, it's always a tough fight in Newcastle's midfield. And I think McGinn will get a yellow card, taking one for the team, so I'm not surprised there. Kind of full-time result. Well, we're going to go with Arsenal at home to Ipswich, Liverpool at home to Leicester, and I do think Newcastle edge it out to Aston Villa, although that's obviously going to be the toughest pick of the bunch. in terms of long shots. I'm going to go with Chris Wood against Spurs. I mean, Spurs have such a shocking defense. Wood has never been the flashiest of names in the Premier League, but he's just been chipping in with a goal here, goal there, and I think that continues. In terms of long shots for yellow cards, we already talked about this game. Bruno Guimaraes on the other side of the ball loves to get stuck in, put in a fight, and I think he can very easily come out with a yellow card in this game. In terms of full-time result, long shot, I'm going to go Man United. Never a safe bet these days, but you would like to think that they would come up victorious against Wolves, but I personally want to put my money on it. I don't like to bet on Man United, always lets me down, so at your own risk. I don't know what you guys think, but that's going to do it for this video. So enjoy the rest of the holidays, enjoy the games, and see you guys in the new year.